Politics is personal. It's very, very personal for Andrew Jackson. And it's possible to look at Andrew Jackson's presidency as a war against a number of individuals.
Jackson's war began the moment he took office. Invoking the adage, "To the victors go the spoils," Jackson simply cleaned house, firing his enemies and hiring his friends. By doing so, he created the spoils system in Washington. But established Washington society, he soon learned, would not be conquered in a day.
First month in the office, what does he come up against? The Battle of the Petticoats.
This was an embarrassing scandal that erupted over the social status of Margaret Peggy Eaton, wife of Jackson's Secretary of War, John Eaton. She, like Rachel Jackson, had dated her future husband while still married to another man. Because of this, the wives of the other cabinet members, led by the wife of Vice President John C. Calhoun, refused to socialize with the Eatons.
Jackson absolutely hated this. He had just lost his own wife. She too had been scorned by established society, and so Jackson had a great sympathy for Peggy Eaton.
Jackson told his cabinet members that their wives had to socialize with the Eatons, but the women refused to budge. The standoff lasted nearly 2 years. Finally, out of pure frustration, Jackson asked his cabinet members to resign, which they did.
I think that one incident alone, his inability to manage his cabinet, indicates a lack of judgment, a lack of administrative ability, a lack of skill. He managed by strong will and by punishment.
After the Peggy Eaton affair, Jackson placed no trust in his cabinet secretaries, whom he regularly hired and fired.
He went through 4 secretaries of state. He went through 5 secretaries of the Treasury, and so on. He was much more inclined to work through a group of informal advisors.
This group of personal friends and political confidants soon became known as Jackson's kitchen cabinet.
These were newspaper people, these were politicians, most of them, like Jackson, from the West. Friends who got their name because they were said to come in the White House through the kitchen door.
Other presidents had relied on personal friends for advice, but never to the extent which Jackson did. This angered his critics, but he didn't care. Jackson was determined to change Washington and America, and he did so with lightning speed.